All right, guys, so we are recording. So we have two presenters tonight, which I'm super pumped for them. Lauren, she's a boss at recruiting recently and training. And then Kayla Gage, she has had over 2,000 PRV for the last like 5 or 6 months. Like absolutely insane. So I asked both of them to come on here and just share like tips and tricks on how they're doing this. That way they can help us, right? So, but before they start, I wanted to go over a couple things. First of all, welcome to all of our new people. We are super excited to have you guys. Like, it's absolutely amazing the amount of teamies we have grown in just the last, like, since March, last 4 or 5 months. We have grown almost double since COVID started, which is absolutely insane. I think we now have, I think I checked yesterday, we have 720 people, unless more people joined overnight that I just didn't see, but 720 people in our group, which is absolutely insane. Let me spotlight my video real quick. If you guys have questions, I do want you to drop them in the chat, and we'll definitely be looking out for them and answer any questions at the end. So welcome to all of our new people. We're super excited to have you here. If you are new and you're on this training, that just shows that you want more out of this business, and that goes a long, long way. So I definitely want you to pat yourself on the back and congratulate yourself for being here, because I get that, you know, this is taking time away from your family and your loved ones, okay? So let's talk about the incentive. Make sure you all mute yourself when you come on to, who's not muted? Right, gotcha. All right, let's talk about the incentive. This is especially important for our new people, because I realize that your sponsor might not have mentioned this to you, but we are in the middle of an incentive period. What does that mean? We have 6 months. It started on, it started last month. Okay, so we are, this is our 2nd month in. We're almost a month and a half in. But we are earning a trip to Disney, okay? So every single one of us up here has the same amount of chances to earn this trip for up to 6 people to go to Disney, okay? Where you're gonna find information for this is going to be in your incentives tab on your workstation. There's actually a tracker up there too. So anytime that you have a new recruit that promotes, or you promote, or you get more PRV, the workstation is going to automatically calculate it for you. So all you have to do is go into that tracker, and you can see how far along or how far away you are for your goal, okay? I will say, I know a lot of you have already heard me say this, but if you are a brand new consultant or a reinstated consultant and you hadn't, like, let's say that you're just at certified, you have a better chance of earning this trip than I do, okay? Because you're gonna get huge promotion points, Like, I can't get any promotion points, so basically all of my points are gonna have to come from recruiting and my personal sales, okay? So just definitely take advantage of that. If you want to promote, I have been doing leadership Zooms starting from, tomorrow we have a lead Zoom, so if you're a lead consultant, you have a Zoom link in your email, and we're going to talk about tips and tricks on how to promote to star, okay? But if you are interested in those Zooms based on your title, please let me know. If you don't have a link, you can definitely join, okay? So that's one thing I wanted to talk about. All right, so if you guys filled out the Google Drive that I had put on about a month ago, I'd say, on the team page, asking, like, how our team page is doing, what do you think we could improve on, what do you think that we need to stop, do you think I need to send more emails, more Zoom trainings, yada, yada, yada. I got really good engagement on that Google Drive form, but one of the things that a couple people, not everyone, it was just very few people, had said that the engagement on our team page, 176 Roots, isn't that great. Multiple people had said that. I want you guys to think of it this way. Only 10% of our team is going to do the work. Only 10% of our team is going to show up. Okay, so even though there might be what, 100 plus people in our group, only 10% of those people are going to be engaged, commenting, going live, welcoming newbies. They're going to be the ones to show up. Okay, so don't let that discourage you if you only have 3 people comment on your post. Like, don't be discouraged. Look at the people who are engaging. Okay, I get that can be frustrating. I have been there. Believe me, I've been there. But just focus on the people who are showing up and who are engaging and who are actually taking the time to reach out and comment and go live and share what they're doing in their business, okay? All right, LTOs. We have a lot of LTOs that are going to be dropping in the near future, okay? LTOs meaning limited edition items, okay? What that means is once they are available, they're going to sell out. So once they sell out, they're gone forever, okay? So it is your job as a consultant to, 1, promote these items. Don't promote them too early where they're going to kill your sales for that month. I personally will promote an LTO. Depending on what it is, I'll promote it about maybe a week early or maybe like 4 to 5 days early, okay? It really depends on the item and what my customers like, and I personally know what my customers like, and you guys know that too. So definitely keep that in mind. But I will say, if my PRB goal for that month isn't where it's at, I'm going to save promoting that LTO until a couple days before it drops, okay? Because if you release it too early and you're not where you want to be with your current PRB goals, it can kill your sales for that month or for that time frame that you're in, okay? But LTOs, they're going to sell out, especially the jack warmers, okay? We had that same jack warmer, the large jack warmer, last fall, so a year ago. When it released, it was the fastest selling out warmer that Scentsy has ever had, okay? I think it sold out within like an hour or something crazy like that, okay? So definitely keep that in mind. For items like that, I would tell your customers to be ready to order it. Like if they're obsessed with it and they want it, I would make a party link, okay? Set yourself as the host. Send them, whoever wants to order it, that specific link and say, hey, this is when it's supposed to drop. Scentsy, if you've never been with us for an LTO, Scentsy will usually give us about an hour time frame. They're not going to give us the same exact time that it's going to release, and that's because if they did that, it would freeze up our system. Our system already becomes super slow as it is for LTOs and new releases, so they can't give us an exact date. So usually they say 12:30 to 1:30 Eastern Standard Time, and so it's kind of your job as a consultant to keep refreshing on your PWS to see, okay, when's it going to release, okay? So I will send, for something like Jack, I will send my, sorry, I have to mute people when they come on. I will send my customers that specific link and say, hey, here's the link. It's going to drop between this time and this time. I will text you as soon as I see it release, okay? And then it's their job to go and get it. Now, the other thing that you can do is they can, when we say pre-order, you can't pre-order the product, but what we mean by that is you calculate how much it's going to be, and they send you the money, and then when it releases, you order it, either have it shipped to that person directly or ship it to yourself, and then you can hand it out that way, okay? But LTOs, especially for our fall and our harvest and holiday collections, y'all, they sell out so freaking fast. So just be aware of that, okay? Once it's gone, it's gone. So if you didn't promote it like you should have, you didn't collect orders, then don't be upset, okay? Because that's it. Let's see. The other thing, don't hold orders, okay? Right now, Scentsy is booming. Literally, we have been having our best months yet, not just our team, but Scentsy as a whole. So do not hold orders, because I don't want you guys to have orders for your customers, but then all of a sudden you go and you order it and that product is on back order, or maybe it's sold out, okay? So go ahead and put in your orders, and definitely let your customers know what's going on in Scentsy land, okay? Are items on back order? Our items being released soon, that's promoting, okay? So definitely just keep that in mind with LTOs. And then one thing I definitely wanted to hit on is compliance. It is your job as a consultant to know what is against compliance and what's okay when it comes to compliance, okay? I realize that some of it is very confusing. Some of it is on like a fine line, whether you're like, okay, is this against compliance or is it not? If you have a question like that, the best place to go and ask is going to be support, okay? Either open up the chat box, send them an instant message right there, or get on the phone with them. That's going to be the best place to get your answer, okay? I even struggle with compliance sometimes, okay? Especially when it comes to like some posts. If you have anything in regards to money you've made with Scentsy, you can't come out and say, hey, I made $300 with Scentsy last month. You can't blast that on social media, okay? But you can say something along the lines as, hey, I was able to pay my car payment this month, okay? But if you're going to talk about what Scentsy has helped you pay for, you have to put the, wow, of course I cannot even think of the name. Courtney, please help me. I can't hear you. Income disclosure statement. Wow.
Sorry, I had to unmute it. Yes, income disclosure.
I don't know why that just slipped my brain. You have to put the income disclosure statement, okay? If you don't, it is against compliance. And what will happen if you don't freak out if you don't, okay? Let's say that you weren't thinking and you didn't add it. Usually, Scentsy's very forgiving when it comes to stuff like that where you just forgot it. But if they see that you posted it and didn't put the compliance, the income disclosure statement, they're simply going to email you and say, hey, either fix it or take it down, okay? But if you do not respond to their email saying that you have fixed it or taken it down, they will email you a second time. And the third time, they will email me, your sponsor, all the other people in your upline, and they will either put a hold on your account and they can potentially terminate you, okay? So compliance is real. It is serious. Just make sure that you are abiding by those standards. And if you have any questions, simply just ask support, okay? They're going to be the best place to ask, okay? So you can't say, you can't give away any products. You can't do pay to play. Pay to play is where you pay money to get a product or whatever in those lines, okay? So that is basically all I wanted to talk about. Do y'all have any questions before Lauren starts?
Big bitch.
If you do, just unmute yourself. Or you can type in the chat box, whatever's best for y'all. No? No, you can't do a giveaway at all. Now, you can do, let's say, you can do incentives, okay? An incentive would be like, hey, if you book a party with me this month and you do 200 in sales, I'll give you a free 6-pack of wax on top of your rewards, okay? You can do incentives like that. Now, you can't blast that on social media, but you can do that privately. So that could be a private text, a private Facebook message, an email, but you can't put that out on blast on Facebook or Instagram, because what it does is it's a disadvantage to another consultant, okay? So that's why you can't put it out on blast on social media, okay? Does that make sense? Mystery bags are okay. As long as the mystery bag, whatever contents are inside, whatever products are inside, match the actual amount that you're selling the bag for, mystery bags are good, okay? So like if you wanted to do, I don't know, let me say a $6 mystery bag, okay? Basically, the contents inside, it could be 2-cent circles, it could be a hand soap, it could be a bar of wax, as long as they match up, okay? Yes, Courtney. Yes, Courtney. Okay. All right, so if y'all have questions, just definitely drop them. I'm gonna be looking at the chat, but Lauren, we are gonna have you go. Let me spotlight you real quick. All right, girl, it's all you.
All me, like right now?
Yep, I want you to
Hi, guys.
tell everyone how long you've been a consultant, maybe a little bit about you, and then go right ahead.
I don't even know those things. Okay, I joined in October of 2018. Well, my name's Lauren first, okay? I'm super nervous. Thank you all for being here because this is crazy. But I knew if I told Ray no, that I wasn't going to do this training, that I was just not going to succeed in my business. Like this was the next step. And so bear with me. Okay, so yeah, I started in October 2018. I had just left another direct sales company, and I wasn't really sure, but I liked Scentsy, so I was like, I'll join, but I wasn't really committed. It wasn't until, and my sales were okay, like I don't know, throughout the entire year. I mean, I actually did the math the other day. It was like between 150 and 300 for my first year. It wasn't until World Tour this past February that my business changed. So if you guys have opportunity, I know SFR was online, but it was still awesome. I got chills watching those general sessions and the trainings. I haven't finished them all, but I will. But yeah, World Tour changed my business completely because I got to see and feel what Scentsy is all about. So, and since then, I have been growing my team, and I think there's 18 of us now total in my whole team. And I have been fortunate enough to bless some lives recently, and it's crazy to even think that I'm doing this training, but I'm here. So Ray thinks I'm doing something right. But anyway, so you have to believe in this business. And I think that's why World Tour changed my whole mindset. And from then on, I saw what this business could do for me. And then from here on, I see what it can do for other people. And that's like number one. Number one is believe. Like believe your vision, believe your why, like believe that you can do all the things. Like that is number one in your business, like period, I feel like. In anything, recruiting, sales, anything, leading, which is definitely not easy, but it's worth the ride, I promise you. Okay, so yeah, know your why. I've got my dream board up here, like believe it and see it and share it. So when it comes to recruiting or anything, building relationships, I think we've all heard that's huge. Like building relationships will build your business. Don't just scroll through social media. Like I used to do that until World Tour. I'm going to say it like 5 times because it was then that I realized, okay, this is what I need to do. Like I need to connect with people. I need to just go live and look stupid and crazy and a hot mess. I have 4 kids, you guys. I have 4 girls. I have a huge blended extended family, like huge. My sister-in-law's on here. She could vouch for me. I have a 13-year-old, a 12-year-old, a 3-year-old. She'll be 4 in 6 days. So, that age is fun. And then I have a 15-month-old. So life is definitely busy around here. But they are my why. Like I want a large house for us, for all of my extended family to be able to come to. Like that is like my ultimate dream. Anyway. All right, what happened? So when people cry on here, it's real. Note to self. Okay, so build relationships. That's huge for recruiting. You want to be real with people. You want to be genuine. You want them to see you for who you are. no matter how messy it is, because we all know like life is messy. But so I've really focused on promoting myself on Instagram. I know Ray did some training on that, and that has been huge for my business. Doing stories, people so this is a huge part of recruiting, because people are going to watch what you're doing. So you have to be that crazy Scentsy lady. You have to be okay being that crazy Scentsy lady. But know that, if you're real and if you're genuine and you just show you and show your love for the product and the people, like, you might be obsessed, but you're not going to upset people. You're not going to, people aren't going to be annoyed because you're just posting, 500 graphics a day, whatever, and you just want their money and you're not giving them good customer service. Like, anyway, I'm going off track, but social media is huge. It's a huge way to build yourself, your brand, and to show people who you are, because people will want to join your team because of who you are. And that's really what it's all about. So be genuine and just be kind and share with them what this business could do by sharing your life with them. It's crazy, some people, it's hard. It was hard for me to get past that. Like, people don't want to see me on Facebook all day or whatever, but you know what? If they don't, they don't. If they do, they do. But I feel this business can change people's lives, and that is why I do what I do. So recognize what this business can do for other people. I know I said this in our training last week, but everyone you meet, I met a lady at CVS. Like, she was so nice. I know that she would be perfect for this business just based on her personality. And I have a friend who hates her job. I'm like, girl, like, but I'm not pushy. But I tell them because I feel it. I believe it. I will say, I can hook you up with that, whatever. You know your friends, your customers, your people, but get to know people, and knowing them will allow you to better serve them and realize what maybe they might need and what Scentsy could do for them. Be positive. I think I've covered all this good stuff. And then that you are no different than them, and they are no different than you. Like, be relatable to people. Yes, people are. I was just reading Ray's message. People are watching you even when you think no one is. That is so true, because from these Facebook stories, Instagram stories, people that I may not have talked to in 5 years have reached out to me. The most recent person who reached out to me is interested in joining. So be joyful, be happy, like, be the person people want to be around. Let's see. All right, you guys, what else do I have? So building relationships, commenting on Facebook posts. Like, don't just scroll past, like, comment on these posts. Engage with people at the park, at the grocery store, at CVS, at McDonald's, like, anywhere you go. Just, you have to be intentional. You have to put yourself out there, even though it's scary, because I don't always want to just strike up conversation, because am I crazy? I don't know, but I know I have something awesome to share. And that is what makes me do it. And that's what I love about this business. And of course, just ask people, like, your best hosts, your best customers, just ask them, have you ever thought about joining? Like, just downright ask those. Once you have built those relationships, and people better and more understanding, like just from having conversation, it will come up and you will be able to share without being pushy and without feeling like you're overwhelming someone. And then let them ask the questions. And what Katie says and everyone says, like, don't look at the numbers, look at the people. And it is so true. Once I stopped thinking like, oh, well, if I recruit one person or two people, or honestly, I thought there's no way, is what I really thought months ago. But now there is a way, and it's just by sharing and seeing what Scentsy can do for other people. But yeah, Ray, am I talking about like training? And do you guys have any questions so far?
I don't think anyone had any questions so far that they put in the chat, but no, you're doing great. Yeah, talk about building that relationship more. I love that you said when you focus on the people will build your business. Talk about how do you build that relationship? Like once you start the initial step to getting to know them, how often do you like follow up with them? Let's say like what is your how do you react when someone tells you no or when they ghost you? Because I think that's a lot of people are struggling with that right now. So like let's say that that you're hearing no or they're straight up just not responding. Like how do you deal with that?
I mean, you move on. I mean, you definitely don't hound them. You definitely don't keep asking, but you can, gauge people. And I try to build that personal relationship first. So then it doesn't seem so out of place. Like when I ask them to have a party and they tell me no, but it's like, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's great. Well, we'll start talking about something else. My husband says I have the gift of gab. I don't know. But I guess I would say, so I start on Facebook. Like I scroll and I see their posts, and I definitely am sure to. Okay, so and first to start, so I look for people who I think, of course, probably everyone could use this business, but, there are some probably that stick out more than others. Like there's this one girl I know, she's working from home. She's pregnant again. Like I am building a relationship with her. And when she posts pictures about her pregnancy, like I'm sure to comment. Or if she posts something cute in her story, like not too crazy. Like I'm not stalking her Facebook. So it's legit. It's real. Like I'm being real with these people. But if I am on Facebook and I scroll by and I see something, I will comment, a little heart emoji, or that's so cute. I love kids. I have kids. So that makes it easy for me. So if I see someone posting pictures of their kids, this and that, like I am almost always going to comment like, oh, that looks so fun, or oh, that's so cool. I am letting people know that I see them and I am happy for them. Lots of people are getting RVs, like going on vacations. I am constantly, like every time I scroll through, I intentionally comment on posts that I see that I enjoy. Like people are happy, like I want to share that joy with them. Or if they're sad, I let them know I've got I can't say that word, sympathy for them. Is that kind of what you were looking for, Ray?
Yeah, no, that was spot on. Donna also had a question. She said, how can I convince someone to join when they said their family did Scentsy and it ended up being a flop? She said she just encountered that herself.
Okay. I would say, put me on the spot.
Can I help you with that one?
What's that?
Can I help you with that one?
Yes, please.
So I personally, I know a lot of people who Cincy didn't work out for them, you know, Cincy was a flop, whatever they want to call it. But at the end of the day, how hard did they work for it?
Right.
How hard did they work for it? How long
Right.
did they work for it? Did they really show up for their business? There's a lot of things that can go in with that. But honestly, I would counteract that with, I would say, basically, well, I've seen this business bless so many people, and I've also seen people give up on this business too soon. I would love to help you get started if you're interested. You know, give them, I would leave it open-ended like that, and then I would let them ask me the questions. You know, whatever questions they have, I would then let them lead the conversation. That's how I would go about it.
And basically, shoot, what was I thinking? Just because what someone else did, this is, you know, you don't want to compare yourself to others, but what someone else didn't do doesn't mean that you can't do it. Like, that's what people need to see and understand. Like, just because so-and-so thinks you can't, just know inside that you can.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? It goes the same way. Like, direct sales isn't for everyone. Exactly, Morgan. The other thing is I did another direct sales before Cincy, and I guess I would consider that a flop. So it might not have been the right fit for that person, and that's perfectly okay. You have to have
That's a good way to go about it. Maybe it wasn't the right fit for them.
Yeah, you have to have a passion for the products. If you don't like the products, if you don't like smell goods, if you don't like wax, if you don't like candles to begin with, then this isn't going to be a business for you, because you can't sell something you don't have a passion for. You can't sell something that you don't use yourself, because if you don't use it, it's going to come across that you don't use it. But if you're obsessed with it and you're using it every day, when you talk about the products, they're going to see in your eyes that you love the product. They're going to hear it in your voice. They're going to feel the energy that you're bringing to the table. So, that question specifically, or that, initially, I guess it's basically an excuse, you know, for why it wouldn't work for her, is because it didn't work for a family member. You could really go so many different ways with that. But I would just say, you know, it might not have been for her. But honestly, you're not really, you don't have to invest much to give this business a try. Whereas compared to if you're really going to start your own business, like from the ground up, do you know how much money you have to spend to invest into a real business from scratch? Thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. So $99, while yes, that's a lot, at the same time, it's not. So, there's so many different ways that you can go with that.
Hey, Ray, can I say something to that?
Yeah, go. I don't even know who that was.
It's Ashley.
Hey.
Hey, so my sister sold Scentsy for a long time. And then she decided she didn't want to sell it anymore. And for a long time, I didn't join because my sister sold it.
Okay.
And so, but for me, I had to come to the realization that I know other people than my sister knew. So maybe the people that her family member knew, yeah, you know some of the same people. So that may not be the field that you want to test in. Go outside of that group. Like, I went to my friends, my coworkers, you know, my husband's coworkers, things like that. People that didn't buy from my sister, or those that did buy from my sister. Hey, my sister's not selling anymore, but I am. So if you need anything, let me know. But it was a really hard thing for me to overcome to finally join. It took 8 years.
Oh, wow.
For me to overcome the fact that my sister sold it. She sold it for several years, but I never joined because my sister sold it. That was my sister's thing. She had her people. She had her customers. Never did I think to myself, well, I know my own people. I could have my own customer base. So it's hard to get out of that mindset. So I can completely understand where that other person's coming from, but it's kind of I guess for me, if somebody said that to me, I would just have to bring to light that, you know, yes, you know some of the same people, but you have your own people too.
Exactly. And I love that. Yeah, so Donna, if you want more information, Ashley is your girl. For sure. So Ashley, thank you for speaking up about that, because that's awesome. And the fact that, you know, you actually like gave this business a try even after 8 years after your sister did it, and it was clearly a flop for her, right? Because it just wasn't a fit, clearly. But obviously you're killing it. So that just goes to show that you have to find the right business for you.
Well, and the biggest thing that I found too is I always was like, well, I don't know many people that are going to want Scentsy other than my family. Lo and behold, men love Scentsy more than women.
Dang right.
I have learned that. I have made the most money off of my coworkers in the last like 2 months than I ever thought I ever would. I didn't think I'd make a dime off of them. And I work with diesel technicians.
Yep. I tell people that all the time. I'm like, hey, don't let men fool you, because they love to smell good and they love their trucks and their vehicles to smell good. And let's be real, I have so many guys love some girly wax.
Yeah.
All right, Lauren, keep going if you have anything else to say. And hey, for Donna, in case you didn't see it, Caitlin had a good idea too. She said that, you know, if whoever you're talking to, you know, they had the excuse that it didn't work out for their family member, you can always offer to do the host to join. They don't necessarily have to join, but they can pretend like they're the consultant and just see like how much you can get in sales, and then give them that opportunity at the end of the party to be like, hey, do you want to join for free? You can even give her those sales so it can start her off right on a great foot. So,
am I still on? Oh, I am still on.
Yeah, you're still on.
Okay. I guess I do have a couple little notes just to finish up. But just going back to like believing in this business, like if you can't see and feel the opportunity, then how will you show someone else that? How will they feel and see the opportunity? So if you really want to grow your business, do the trainings, go to the tours and SFR, like watch the videos, and you will feel it, and it will change your business. And I just made a note here, and I truly believe this. Like, if I can change just one person's life, then I'm doing my job. Like, every new teammate that I gain, like, I am extremely happy for them inside, because I know what this opportunity can hold for them. So if I can like show one person that, then I've done a great job. And the more people that I can share that with, the better. And then, well, I already told you guys, of course, see the people, not the numbers. Like Katie has said, I think Chloe has said, it cannot be more true. But yeah, a lot of my relationship building is on social media, because I'm a stay-at-home mom. So I literally don't go anywhere. I work from home for my brother and my sister-in-law's company. So I answer phones during the day. I am a Scentsy star at night, and sometimes early in the morning if I set my alarm clock. But yeah, so social media is where I am gaining all my relationships. So start commenting and start seeing those people, and just reach out, build that relationship, comment on their posts, and just stay consistent with it, like everything else. I know Ray was talking about this in her video earlier. Like, stay consistent with anything in your business and you will grow. So Thanks, guys.
Yay, you did so good. You did so good.
That was so hot.
You didn't die, did you? Still alive. No,
Oh.
I did want to add a couple things. So Lauren said some really gold nuggets. One of them was engage on social media, and that's how you can prospect is, through your Facebook, through your Instagram, through your Twitter account, whatever social media platform you use, your TikTok, whatever it is. That is how you prospect, right? You're going to meet people. But one thing I really wanted to bring up was, if you are planning on meeting people, I highly suggest that you put your accounts on public, especially if you have an Instagram account, put it on public. I will say my Facebook is private. That's my only account that is private, and that's because Facebook will only allows you to have a certain amount of friends on Facebook. So the people on Facebook, I strictly keep to my family, my friends, and my customers, because I know consultants who are at a max on Facebook, and Facebook won't let them add any more people. So, but if you have an Instagram, I highly suggest you put it on public. I've gotten so many new customers that way from simply my current customers sharing their views, and just the fact that they love that, the mail I send them in the mail, or whatever it is, they'll do reviews on the products that they buy. So putting your account on private can definitely help you reach more people, okay? And then the other thing I wanted to say was share your story. Even if you are brand new and you feel like you don't have a story, we all have a story to tell, okay? But let's say that you don't feel like you have a story to tell, or maybe you haven't figured out your story yet. That's okay. You can share someone else's success story, okay? For the longest time when I was a consultant and I felt like I didn't have a story to share yet, I would share Katie Lassiter's story. I would share Chloe Cox's story. And I can't tell you how many people I was able to recruit by sharing other people I knew. I would share their story. And now I can share my own story, but I just want to tell you guys, it's okay if you share other people's stories, if you feel like yours isn't good enough to tell, okay? I promise you, we all have an amazing story. So it's definitely worth sharing, but if you, like I said, if you feel like you don't have one to share yet, then share someone else's story, okay? That can go a long, long way. Lauren.
I do. I still share your story.
Well, I still can't even believe that, this is my full-time job. I still can't.
Awesome.
But, yeah. Well, thank you. All right. So, Kayla, you're up. You ready, girl? Kayla's going to give us all the tips on how to get high PRV. So, Kayla, I want you to talk about whatever you do to get your high sales, for one. But I also want you to tell us why
You like paused or cut out. So I got why you, and then I don't know what happened after that. I think I completely froze.
You're good now.
Okay, so can you repeat to me what you said about high sales and what you said after, because it froze and I have no idea what you said.
Yeah. So just talk about whatever you do to get your high sales, and then why you reach for 2,000, and as a consultant, what perks we get for hitting 2,000 in PRV every month.
Okay, so my name is Kayla. Some of you may know me, some of you may not. I just celebrated my 1-year anniversary, but I have been using Sensi for 10 years. Yes, 10 years. It took me 9 to join. I don't know what's wrong with me, but whatever. So, I originally just joined to get, I'm not even gonna play with you guys, to get a game-worn hockey jersey. Like, you can ask Lauren, that was my goal. That's all I wanted. I wanted a game-worn hockey jersey from my favorite player on our local team, which it happened in May, I think, or April, like our last home game. So that is why I joined Cincy. Obviously, now my why has changed because now I have my hockey jersey. But yeah, okay. So I'm actually going to flip it of what Ray answered, or what Ray asked me to talk about, of why I shoot for 2000, because that kind of, that's just how I'm going to do it. So I shoot for 2000 because I'm a certified consultant, so I make 25% of my sales, and then at 2000 you get a bonus, right? So 10%, I think, is what I get, and so that gives me a $600 paycheck every month. That covers my car insurance, it covers my car payment, and it covers my season hockey ticket priorities. So my family like depends on that money because my husband's school resource officer. So with school being out, he is obviously not working. So I want a bonus. Obviously, who doesn't want a bonus? It's free money. So that's why I shoot for 2000. Of course, I'm always in competition with myself. So I always want to beat my last month's number because who better competition than your own self? So what I do to get that, I kind of change it up a little bit each month. When I was let go from my permitting job in April, like so many people were, I really put the pedal to the metal with my Scentsy business. And I'm like, I'm going to make it work. I'm going to do this full time. I'm not going to look for anything. If something comes to me, then we will discuss it. But when it came to that point, I knew that I had to kick it in high gear. What is going to separate me from the Scentsy lady? Like, I'm not even kidding you, 5 minutes down the road is another Scentsy lady, and I want to say she's a superstar director. So it doesn't matter how many people are near you. What's going to separate you from your neighbor that sells Scentsy too? And I had to be me. So as you can see behind me, there's pigs. So everybody on my friends list, they see a pig, they know that this reminds me of Kayla. And that's what I want. I want people to, they see something that they're going to think of me. They're going to be like, oh, that's Kayla. Let me refill my wax while I'm thinking about her. Or, let me check in and see if she's got anything special coming out, or, anything like that. So brand yourself. I don't have all the fancy color selections and the business cards. People know me for pigs. That's just what it is. And it has come around even full corner that I have other small business friends that are coming to me wanting me to promote with them. So that's where I'm at. I try to be genuine, and I was talking to my husband. I'm like, Ray wants me to do this training on why I'm doing high sales, and I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like being me. He goes, well, think of it this way, like you are focusing on customer service. You tell everybody happy birthday, and you go out of your way to get somebody something that maybe they can't get, or you'll trade something out of your stock that isn't available anymore, then you just trade it out. And I'm like, I guess that I don't really think of it as a customer service. I just think of that more as being a kind human, which, let's face it, there's not a lot of that going on right now. So that's that's what I do. I don't know. I can't explain it. It's just something. I'm a giver by nature. I want to make people happy, and if me sacrificing some of my rewards to get you what you want, I'm going to do that. And that's how I raised. I worked in McDonald's 10 years. You guys, y'all know they beat into you customer service. The customer is always right, and I've just kind of carried that on with me in life. Another thing that I've done is, it's not my business, it's my family's business. So my girls, they help me with a lot of it. My 4-year-old, she labels everything. She labels the catalog, she labels the bars, she labels the flyer, she labels the envelopes when I send out my monthly mailing. Everybody who is in my VIP group, who's a regular customer with me, knows that it's not just me working on it. And not only do I tell them it's a family business, but I show them. Like, I post pictures of my girls helping with the business. I post pictures of us going on our delivery runs. My 7-year-old helps me assemble the packages. She helps me go deliveries and everything like that. So they know it's not just me. I'm not just out to get your money. Like, we are working on it together. We are. And speak of the devils, here's then the little one, she's poking her head in the corner. So can I have some Oreos? No Oreos. So everybody, they're not getting my excitement of the product and my love of the product. They're also getting their love of the product too. My 7-year-old knows everything about Scentsy. She is not afraid to tell you guys, this is not my favorite scent. This is my favorite scent. And you gotta have this. And I feel like a lot of the people who are my repeat customers enjoy Abby. Okay. Abby wants to help. So Reese, go to bed now, please. Reese, go. I'm sorry, y'all. This is why it's so hard for me to do the trainings. Go to bed, please. Thank you. Reese, I said when I was done. Please, thank you very much. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This is what happens in my lives too. So, because I'm genuine with my customer. So, oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. Y'all, I can't even tell you. Okay. So
Don't be embarrassed at all. This is life, and that's why Scentsy is so awesome, is because you work with your kids right there, helping you along with your family. It's a family business, and that's why Scentsy's freaking awesome. Okay, so everybody knows it's a family business, and my kids are gonna come and tell me about their poops that day, and that's just, it's my life, and they know that it's hectic, and that's just, I'm genuine. As outside of that, me being me and being a decent human, I like to offer my hosts. I've started the last 4 months doing a host incentive. So I grab all of my hosts for that month. I start a group chat with them, and I want a battle of the hostess every month. I want them to want the best party that I'm having. In June, I offered my host with the most gets to shop my stock at a discounted rate. I think I offered like 10%. Because I've got tons of old scent of the month bars. I've got my oldest daughter, her teachers stopped selling Scentsy, so I inherited a lot of stuff from a year ago or 2 years ago. So I've got quite a collection of wax that they can't get anywhere else, right? So that's separating me from Jane Smith across the street. That's one of my incentives that I offer. I offer a free gift for my host with the most, like a full-size warmer. Usually it's something that I have gotten with my rewards. I very rarely pay for anything out of pocket. Use the rewards to build up your
on hand, I guess is what I would call it. I don't know. And for July, I did a host with the most, but I did like this amazing bag because, you know, it's my anniversary and a lot of my customers are other small business owners. So I asked everybody well, not everybody, I asked them if they wanted to get some free promotion, I guess, by throwing something in the bag. So I'm not buying anything from them. My host is getting it as like a super awesome gift. This is not something I do regularly. It was like my 1 year anniversary and I was just like, I want to celebrate. So that's what I did in July, which actually moved into August because I was sick for 3 weeks. I had a migraine for a week and I did a sinus infection. It was just bad. It was bad, bad, bad. Another thing that I do is I have a welcome to the Scent Sty welcome package. So when a customer joins my VIP group and they place their first order with me, I like to send them a wax wand. I know that's not the name of it, but that's what I call it. Send them some of the cotton pads, send them 2 cotton pads. I send them a couple of samples that I think they might be interested in, and I send them some laundry samples or a body sample or something that they didn't buy that I think they might enjoy or they might find use for. I love sending cleaning samples. Everybody's all about cleaning right now, so right now I'm sending out counter clean and all-purpose cleaner. I mean, who is not cleaning? Like, it's just, to me, it's just sitting there on the shelf and people are going to use it. They're going to decide if they like it, and I can post later about how I make those samples because I can't even think right now. I'm just, that's
awesome.
What I do. So
I love the Battle of the Hostess idea too. It's so good. So how many, like, do you have on average a certain amount of parties every month to reach your 2,000 goal?
No, that's what I'm talking about. I don't know what I do. I didn't, okay, honestly, I really did not start partying until COVID because with what I was working 50 hours a week, and then I was coming home and I have 3 young kids, and my youngest has health problems, and my job was mentally draining. It was a hard, like when I got home, I was exhausted. And not only that, but I also have my own issues. I have social anxiety. Like this is very difficult for me. This is like a huge like leap out of my comfort zone. I can't even tell you. I've only started going live like in the last 7 or 8 months on my personal page. So a lot of social interaction. If I have too much in one day, I literally need like a 3 or 4 day mental break of just nobody. So I've worked that into my business now and how I'm running my parties now and how I'm offering my parties. I'm only offering 4-day parties. I'm not offering anything else. If you don't want a 4-day party, that is awesome. Let's do a live 30-minute party. And I will show a couple of things. I will smell some scents that people are interested in, and let's get it done. I cannot do 7-day parties. I tried and I found myself not mentally, like, I couldn't do it. I was having, I don't want to say panic attacks, but like a pre-panic attack. Like when I had to, even just posting was a huge deal for me. So I made adjustments to how I present to my hosts. I give them, I just ask them, do you want beginning of the month or the end of the month? And I give them 2 or 3 days. Do you want a beginning of the week or do you want an end of the week? And then from there, I can give them 2 dates, because each month has 4 weeks in it. So I don't give them an option of, hey, tell me what day that works for you. No, tell me, do you want beginning or the end? do you want a beginning or the end of the week? And then here are your two options, or, you know, I have one option. So I've only just recently started partying, and I just went on a huge tangent, and I'm sorry, but that's part of my social anxiety. So there you go.
No, I think that that's great, and I totally agree with you. I can't do week-long parties either. They're too mentally exhausting for me and too much work on my end. So my favorite, just like you said, are a 20 to 30-minute live party. Those are my favorite, but I will post for, like, I'll do 3-day parties too. But I think that's pretty cool that you've already mastered it and you just started since COVID. That's awesome, and you need to be proud of yourself, because that says something right there, that you clearly were able to find something that worked for you and your customers and your hosts, and you're clearly killing it. I mean, you're reaching 2,000, 2,500 PRV. So
Yeah.
Does anyone have any questions? You can unmute yourself and ask. If you don't want to unmute yourself, then just comment in the chat box.
How do you decide what you keep in stock? Do you base it off of like what your customers order the most of?
Yes. Okay, so I keep wax, right? Like, if there's a limited time wax, I like to try and keep at least 2 bars. Jelly Belly, I had 2 boxes that sat in here for less than a week because people wanted it. I have one customer who will only buy what I have on hand. When somebody buys from me on hand, I take that money and I don't see it, right? Technically, because I'm just gonna go and put whatever they bought for me, I'm gonna go and put it back into an order. So I'm constantly replenishing. Last month I did a show, my first show, and I sold over $300 of wax and pods and mini diffuser, and I think I sold like 2 warmers. I took that $300 and I just went into the clearance section and got what I could get out of the clearance section, because not only have they already shown me that people want them, especially the fragrance flowers, but the person hosting the event invited me back for November. So I wanted to make sure I had stuff to do the same thing in November. Another thing I keep a lot of on hand are scent circles. I drop those in everything, in orders. I drop them in birthday cards. I drop them in a, you know, I know you're having a rough week card. So I keep that stuff on hand. I keep, I get mini warmers, you know, with my rewards. I get the larger warmers. A lot of times I will take a picture using a warmer and somebody will want to buy it. I had somebody buy my June warmer of the month, which I was very sad about, but I wanted to make them happy. So that's really what I keep. I will not let myself run out of wax keeping on hand, or the cotton cleanups. That's something I keep on hand.
Perfect.
Sorry, I have a lot of questions,
Any
but I'm
other?
still pretty new to this.
Oh, go ahead.
How, like, what is the secret to parties? I've only had one and it literally nobody ordered.
Do not dwell on that. Do not dwell on. I just closed out a party in July. Okay, so beginning of July, I started my Host with the Most for my anniversary. There was 2 orders in that party because I failed as a consultant because I did not keep up because I got sick, right? But being sick is not an excuse. Like Ray said yesterday in our training, you're gonna make time for what you want to do. And I did not set myself up in July to have a successful August. I'm not even gonna kid you guys right now. I wasn't on social media for 3 weeks. I have failed as a consultant on that. But my parties that I have scheduled now for August, I'm going what party in July? I didn't have no failed party in July. This is the only party that I'm going to worry about. And Ray, I think, has done a training with the little videos, posting them on YouTube and doing the links. I have not done that yet. I'm not ready to personally do that yet, but I go live in the party. I have my girls join me live in the party. I present things as if I'm using it. So I post about the all-purpose cleaner. Y'all, I love this all-purpose cleaner. I use it everywhere. I use it to mop. I use it to clean the dry erase boards. I clean my desk with it. I clean my oven with it. Talk about the products that you use and focus on those. Don't talk about maybe necessarily something you haven't tried yet, you know, like in depth. Don't act like you haven't, or don't act like you've tried it and you haven't. You can still post the information, but don't, you know, be transparent. Say, you know, this is next on my to try list, and I'm so excited, and let me tell you why I'm excited. You know, my girlfriend that sells Scentsy too, she used it for this and this, and man, I need to use it for that too. You know, the reason why I bought counter cleaner is because somebody had posted about cleaning their car seats with it, and that's literally the only reason why I got it. Have I used it on my car seats yet? No. But am I telling my customers that's why I bought the counter cleaner? Yes. So talk about things that you have the personal things for. Be transparent. If you don't like a scent, don't be like, oh my God, it's the best scent. No, this isn't really my thing, but I know so-and-so is really going to love this. You know what I mean? Hope that makes sense.
Yeah, those are perfect tips, actually. And I'm right there with Kayla, but my favorite product is washer lifts, and my customers know it. And my customers know that I don't like any fragrance that has spice to it. So they know that if I smell something with spice, like they know I'm probably going to curl my nose up to it, but I know what customers are going to love that scent. So just like she said, like, be upfront about it. Like, we're all human. We're not all going to like the same fragrance. We're not all going to like the same product. Talk about the products that you have a connection with. Like, y'all, I barely talk about the kid line. Why? Because I don't have kids.
Yep.
Wouldn't it be weird if I was constantly talking about our Scentsy buddies? That would be weird because people would be like, why are you talking about Scentsy buddies?
You have to give me a minute.
And have kids.
Yeah.
So, and
excuse me.
Yeah.
I don't talk about the pet line. I don't have pets. So I say, you know, everybody loves the pet line, but I have fish and I can't give my fish a bath with the pet shampoo. So I can't tell you how well it works, but this is the reviews that I'm getting from my Scentsy sisters and another customer who's used it. And, you know, if they know that you're coming from a place of authenticity, that's the most important thing to me. Is that's what I look for in a consultant in another business. I want to know that maybe you haven't tried it, but you might go out of your way to find me that information and find somebody else who's used it and will give me an honest review on it. Don't blow smoke up my butt and tell me you're going to love this. You're going to love this. You don't know. You don't know it. You know, I just, that's something that I'm very adamant about. And I'm transparent in that, I guess, and that's another thing that sets me apart from James Smith, who sells Scentsy down the street. So that's just something I try and focus on.
And Ashley, I wanted to add to what Kayla had already told you. Like, definitely don't base your success off of that one party that you've had that was a flop. We've all had parties that flop. I've had so many parties that flop. Even to this day, I have parties that don't do anything. So definitely don't base it off of that one party. You're going to have to get your feet wet. You're going to have to do different types of parties, you know. Bag parties might be the better option for you. 7-day Facebook parties might be the better option for you versus a live party. You know, you don't know. I've done so many different parties And some of them work for me, some of them don't work for me. And how you're going to find that out is by trying them out. So definitely don't take that one party that you've had into account for how partying is going to be for you in the future, because that's definitely not the case.
Is there
So
somewhere
one of the
like
things
on
that
one?
when I first started,
Go ahead.
go ahead. I don't know who's talking. Okay, so one of the things that like pounded into me when I first started was when you're doing a party, like Ray just said, figure out what's going to work for you and make notes, adjust as you need to. You know, maybe don't start out with how do you know your host, and you have to know your audience. I'm learning this at work, you guys, and I can know your employees, know your audience. So focus on, if you don't know them, find out from your host. If it's a new host, stalk their Facebook page. I don't even know. So, Lauren, there was something else that you always told me, and I can't remember. I like blanked on it. I don't even remember. But if you guys don't know, Lauren is my direct upline. She planted the seed, and it took like, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks for me to finally commit to her. So, Chelsea, what do I do for the host that party flops? I still offer them a gift, a free bar of wax. I offer an exclusive bar of wax, not a retired bar of wax, not an old bar of wax. I offer an exclusive bar of wax, or a half off item. Use a perpetual party, because just because that party flopped with the host doesn't mean you can't put orders in it later. That's how it goes at everything. And then I get the rewards for it. And I use that to gift my host. So how much did she work for having a good party? Did she just sit there and expect everything to come to her? Or did she tag people and interact and kind of base like your gift on that? Maybe if she just sat there, maybe just give her a scent circle or a coupon to shop with you in the future. If she like busted her butt, offer half off full size warmer. You know, that's completely up to you. What can you do out of your pocket, or what can you do to set yourself apart?
Yep.
And then somebody else had a question, a verbal question.
I wanted to add to that. I do the same exact thing Kayla just said. Like, I always gift my host something, and it really depends on like how engaged they were, if they got orders, or, you know, if they really tried or not. You can tell if someone was really trying or not. But let me just give you an example. You don't just want to write that person off because they didn't hit the minimum or they didn't get any orders, because Courtney Stewart is a prime example for that. She hosted a party for me, 2 years ago, didn't get a single order. I still gifted her some products. I don't even remember what I gave her, but she ended up coming to me and wanting to join the business like 6 months or a year after she did that party for me that flopped. And she's now a director. So you never know what could happen ever. So just don't write someone off. Like, they still took the time to do that party for you, whether it was successful or not, and that should mean something to you. So even if all you can do is a scent circle and a handwritten note saying how thankful you are, then do that.
Everybody gets a handwritten note from me. A customer, a host, everybody gets a handwritten note from me. And they usually go in a little card. I buy them in bulk at Michael's, and usually the girls will write a little scribble in there too. So handwritten notes all day long. My hand is tired at the end of the day, but it goes a long way, a long, long way.
It definitely does.
Okay.
All right, guys. Well, let's wrap up this training because it's almost been an hour and a half. You guys killed it. I'm so proud of y'all. Guys, in case you guys didn't know, both Lauren and Kayla, this was their first time like doing a actual like training in front of all of you guys. So they did awesome. It's super scary to be up here and put yourself out there and to speak in front of people, it's scary. So thank you guys for stepping up and actually doing it. You guys rocked it out. So thank you
for asking.
Yeah, of course. So thank you guys for joining. I did record this, so I'm going to go ahead and end it real quick. Stop recording. And it will be on YouTube. I'm going to try to upload it tonight.